was always a bit of a rivalry, certainly between Ellenbrook and Bibra Lake, and Northam got more involved because we actually had quite a few good drivers in our stock production, street stock class back then. So it was a big thing for any of us to actually go from Northam or even Quairading to come down and actually race at Ellenbrook against what we considered to be the top guys in the state. They were it. If you could beat them, they were the best. In 1983, because I was only 15 and obviously we didn't actually have the opportunity to race anywhere other than at Northam. So for us to come down to race at Ellenbrook, I had to have special dispensation, and Mum and Dad spoke to Ellenbrook numerous times and had to come up with a letter. I also had to speak to Ellenbrook myself, so they understood that I knew what was going to happen, and they also wanted me to drive around the pit area, so they actually knew that I could drive a stock production. One of my biggest things I always wanted when I started racing was to be part of a big race at Ellenbrook, and the R.D.A 100 has always been, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest race in our state for stockies or street stocks. And back then, a kid at 15 going into a race like this against all the stars, they were all there, all the big guns, with your Graham Guards and your Brian Roses and all of those guys. And the nerves I had, I reckon I lost about 3 kilos that morning. I was so nervous. And then I just put it all out of my head and just went, you know what? I treat it as another race, go into it as just any other race meet, and I threw my heats and just see where it all pans out. And as it was, I qualified on pole for the 20-lap final. So I thought I was nervous before the meeting, but come before that final, I've never been as nervous ever, still to this day, that I was that day. After the race, I had so many people speaking to me about it was unlucky and everything else, and I went, you know what? I plan on staying in stock production for at least another 12 months. And so I'm coming back next year, and I'm by hook or by crook, I'm going to bust my backside, and I want to win this race. This is the race I want to win. I know I'm fast enough now. I know I'm competitive with these guys. So in 1984, I come back, started on pole again, and this time no fan belt problem, and I ended up winning. I think it was by about just over a quarter of a lap. So yeah, it was just awesome. Like the feeling that I even think about, I still get goosebumps thinking about it, because for a kid who had turned 16, I just turned 16, and winning that race at that age, it's still I still get chuffed and smile about it. I can't help myself. And I suppose what's made it better in more recent years is little unbeknownst to us is Peter French, one of the best photographers in Australia. He actually was photographing that day, and Jace, yourself, had obviously spoken to Peter, and all of a sudden he pops up with this photo with me with a checkered flag going around after the race, just doing my old victory lap, and directly behind there was Mum and Dad, both waving to me directly behind my race car, and like both of them have passed away now, so that holds it's special memories, really special.